Well, hello there, and I do hope you're all well. Here's a little bit of an added bonus. I'm just trying something out, but one thing I remember picking up, since it was, I think it was on the day of the mass pile-up of the PMQs with Al Bodge with his ridiculous idea of, I was there, but I didn't realise I was at a party nonsense. And I remember reading a Theo Usherwood tweet where he talks about he's banking on the idea that Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, you know, the favourites to replace him, will not be the answer. And not long after, I came across this little bit of a article from the Evening Standard. Now, I get the feeling it's maybe people writing in with letters, so it's not exactly going to be from the Guardian or the Independent, because you hear these people say, criticising Al Bodge for being the complete utter clusterfuck that he is, and they'll say, "Oh, where did you get that in the Guardian?" and all that fucking nonsense. But this is from the Evening Standard, so they're not exactly what you class as left wing, but it's a really, really interesting bit of a comment. And it goes with, the mood within the Conservative Party is bleak. Cabinet ministers and backbenchers have a decision to make. Stick with Boris Johnson, a man whose personal behaviour invites endless inquiries and investigations, or twist. That's the reason why it reminded me of the Theo Usherwood tweet. There are two schools of thought. The first is the fear of what, or rather who, replaces him. But even putting personality and political positioning to one side, any of Johnson's potential successors would face an angry public enduring a cost of living crisis and the prospect of bruising May elections. That is why some Tories prefer to stick with the incumbent, not out of love and certainly not trust, but because they would rather he continue to soak up public discontent over sleaze and preside over failing living standards until someone else can take over shortly before the next general election. I get the feeling that may be the plan of action, because as we know, we get the feeling with when it comes to the May elections, you do get the feeling they're going to be really, really bruising for him. But anyway, I shall continue. Other Tories believe it is a risky political strategy for the party. There are many who believe that Johnson is trashing the office of Prime Minister and is taking a proverbial axe to whatever residual trust in and respect for politics the public might still hold. Some senior Tories fear that keeping him in post, even temporarily, runs the risk of looking for an act of indulgence at a time when Britain urgently needs some sound stewardship. They are considering whether the Prime Minister should stay to oversee a disastrous set of local elections for the Tories, something now priced into the market. But it is hard to see how his party would be better off for it. Yet Johnson's latest crisis is also an opportunity for Sir Keir Starmer. Napoleon Bonaparte's quip that you should never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake often works well for opposition parties. But now is the time for Starmer to make his mark. And I think we noticed that on Wednesday when he did ask him, when are you going to resign? Because I think he felt comfortable he could get away with that. Not only to contrast his avowed probity and integrity with the cosmic vacuum where Johnson's should be, but also to set out his vision for Britain. He has been given a hearing, something not all leaders of the opposition get. He must not waste it. One thing is clear, the public, exhausted after 2 years of on-again, off-again restrictions, traumatised by the loss of loved ones, and outraged by the behaviour of our most senior politicians, deserve better. And I think totally agree. And I get that all this a lot from people who are not based in England, who say the same. We deserve better, but there's that old saying, innit? You get the government you deserve, and we have certainly got the government we deserve. And I remember when, I know I'm harping on back to the Theo Usher tweet, but it rang true with me. What do they do? Do they stick or twist? If they get rid of him, he refreshes the parts other politicians don't reach. I can't see Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak tempting the red wall to vote for them again, because I just can't see it. Because we all know that Liz Truss is very vacuous and not very bright, and with Rishi Sunak's background, I can hardly see him really getting on base with the red wall and the common man, I suppose. So I think they are in a bit of a pickle, aren't they? So what do you guys think? Should they stick or twist? Right, I shall leave the video here. Until the next time, I shall bid you farewell and take care.